Stop trying to build better habits. I'm serious. If your latest gym streak or morning routine just died, you don't need more discipline. You need a better diagnosis. I went back through every habit I've ever quit. What I found is that your next habit is destined to fail if you don't understand these four structural points where every habit breaks. Step one is by far the most important, yet the most overlooked. The secret payoff. I used to assume a habit died because I just stopped doing it. I treated the action as the failure, but that's not what's actually happening. In reality, your habits aren't just actions. They are doing a job for you, a job you probably never named. You see, a morning walk might not just be about health. That's the surface goal, the symptom. The mechanism, for example, it might be your way of waking yourself up or feeling like the day still belongs to you. No screens after 10 p.m. might not really be about the screen time. It might be about ending the day feeling clean, in control, and not feeling hijacked. That's the secret payoff. The real emotional job the habit was doing underneath the surface goal. That's why the first thing you need to do is find the secret payoff. Because here's the fundamental truth. A lot of habits don't die because you're lazy. They die because something else starts doing the job better. Look at this table. When I decoded my own habits, I found that every single one that died was replaced by something else, by a better deal. I didn't stop journaling because I'm lazy. My brain simply found a faster way to get the same emotional result. It realized that watching a movie gave me the same exact decompression payoff without the effort of writing. So my brain made a trade, and I didn't even notice it was happening. So the question isn't, why did I stop doing this habit? The question is, what job was this habit doing and what stole that job? And until you name it, you will keep rebuilding the same habit and watching the same better deal steal it again. Once you know the payoff, you are now ready to move on to the second step of the decoder, the first domino. And this kills habits before they even start. Most of us treat a habit like it begins at the action, the gym, the meditation, or the walk. But that's almost never true. Most habits actually start before that. Think of your routine as a line of dominoes. Your desired habit, the gym, the journaling, the morning walk, is the last domino in the sequence. We spend all of our energy trying to force the last block to fall, while completely ignoring the fact that the first three probably never even moved. Take my reading habit, for instance. It lasted 4 days. I blamed my lack of discipline for that. But when I actually looked at what happened on the nights it worked versus the nights it didn't, the pattern was obvious. On the nights I actually picked up the book and I started reading, the first domino fell by 9 p.m. Which is, I put my phone in another room. So my brain was quiet enough for the book to actually feel rewarding. However, on the nights I quit, I was on my phone right before bed. The first domino never fell. And this happens with so many habits. If you're trying to build a morning walk habit, the walk isn't the first domino. The first domino might be getting enough sleep, putting your shoes out the night before, waking up before the morning gets hijacked. So now, instead of saying, why can't I do this habit, ask this. What was this habit depending on that I didn't protect? When you find a habit that didn't stick, don't look at the moment you quit. Look 30 minutes before that moment, because that is where the chain actually broke. So now you know the payoff and you found your first domino. But there's a third structural point where habits break. And this one is the most invisible. Most people think habits die with a bang. They imagine waking up and consciously deciding, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. But you see, that almost never happens. What actually happens is much quieter than that. You give yourself a believable way out. One small, reasonable sounding excuse that has a door in it, which I call the escape hatch. Let me show you mine. They sound completely reasonable, don't they? But that's what makes them dangerous. They don't feel like quitting, they feel like smart exceptions. You feel like you're being sensible, but you're not. You are opening the hatch because the second you replace the habit with a lighter, easier, less committed version, you are teaching your brain that the cheaper version counts. And once the cheaper version counts, the original habit gets weaker every single time. So I found a tool that works for this. It's incredibly simple. Most escape hatches start with the same words. Unless, instead, just this once, I'll go for my walk unless it's cloudy. Instead of meditating, I'll just sit quietly with my coffee. Instead of reading tonight, I'll just this one time watch something instead. Your escape hatch is the exact sentence you use to give yourself permission to skip. And once you name it, you lose the ability to believe it. But even with the hatch closed, there is one final structural point where habits die. And it's the reason so many habits stay dead even after you've figured everything else out. I call it the restart tax. The gym is my clearest example of this. When I'm already going, so when I'm on day 10 or day 15, I just go. I don't debate, there's no negotiation, I just go. But if I miss a few days, the whole thing transforms. Now it's not just go work out. Now it is find the right clothes, get back into the mindset, deal with the guilt of falling off, face the fact that it feels 10 times harder than it did last week. And this is the hidden reason why most habits stay dead. Because the price of restarting the habit is so much higher than the price of just continuing it. And if you don't account for that, you keep thinking your problem is inconsistency, when actually your problem is that your habits became too expensive to restart. So the fourth question is, what makes starting again possible? These are all some possible things that may come up when you're looking to find the restart tax. And once you see this restart tax, you can stop building habits that only work when you're already in motion. So now I design every habit with a level 0 version. If the gym habit breaks, I don't restart with a 60-minute session right away. I restart by just putting on my shoes. If journaling breaks, I don't restart with a full page again. I start with one sentence. So to make a habit survive, you need to make the restart tax 0. You have to make the day 1 restart version of your habit so easy that your brain can't even bother to negotiate an exit. The goal isn't to never break a habit. That's unrealistic. The goal is to make staying out feel a lot harder than just coming back. Okay, so now let's put it all together and look at the full picture. If a habit keeps breaking down, don't just ask, how do I become more consistent? Instead, run it through the 4-step habit decoder. First step, find the secret payoff. What job was this habit doing and what stole it? Second, find the first domino. What was the habit depending on that you didn't protect? Third, name the escape hatch. What's the sentence you use to give yourself permission to skip? And fourth, lower the restart tax. Make coming back so easy your brain can't argue with it. That's how you decode a broken habit. And once you can do that, you stop rebuilding the wrong thing over and over again and wondering why it keeps collapsing all the time. Because a broken habit is not proof that you failed, it is data. And now you know exactly how to read it. To help you move from theory to action, I have built a free habit decoder template. It is the exact same layout that I use to decode all of my failed habits. You can grab the PDF for free at the link in the description. If you like this video and videos like this, where we diagnose beyond the surface problem, make sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button because I have more videos coming very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here and I'll see you in the next video.